Hello, welcome to your Thursday reading, Chrysalis Invictus. As always, I have 3 piles for you to choose from. And today we are looking at the Madame Endoras fortune cards. I love these cards. All right, so make your selection and we'll get to your reading. Pile number 1, you have the Chimera. Imagination clouds your judgments. This I'm getting is something to do with an ego-based thing where you imagine yourself to be an authority on something and therefore block out the opinion of someone else. So there's a need to humble yourself today. There's a need to be receptive to, and this could not be another person, but it could be spirit. So sometimes when we're on a spiritual journey or we're awakening or self-actualizing, we get into this thing of like, no, I'm on my path, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and there are times when things need to be tweaked, and there's been a lot of tower-like energy in the air this last week. So it could be that there is something that needs to fall away, that needs to crumble, and it was something that you really thought was part of your journey or path, and Spirit is calling you to let go of that and to find a place that is more humble. You've given it an honest fight. There's also something here about not wanting close family to be right. So maybe you're afraid of someone telling you, I told you so, that kind of thing. And so you're not wanting to kind of admit defeat because you don't want them to be right. So let's see what the book has to say. The Chimera represents an unlikely mixture or clash of ideas, a wild fantasy, or one who is imaginative but prone to daydreams and flights of fancy. Your pursuits may be unrealistic. Imagination clouds your judgments. Okay, so I would say more than that. Maybe those messages are for you. But what I'm really getting here is that maybe you have in the past been driven by flights of fancy and that kind of thing. And so you're afraid that this looks the same. You're afraid that this is representing the same thing, although it's not, because we have this lion in this regal energy. So this is a much more, I guess it's not a lion, it's a chimera, but we have this creature in this regal energy who has a lot of strength. And so whatever it was that you've been through before, it is likely not the same thing because you are changed. You are different. We're going to get some cards from the Forest Fae Oracle. This is by Nadia Turner. She of the Mossy Bray. Not all things are as they seem. Trust in your intuition. Yes. So that could be part of the difficulty here, is this conflict between, your ego and your intuition, what you want things to be. Just a moment. One of the things about filming in a neighborhood during the day is that there's always someone cutting grass. Okay. Yeah, so we see here the antlers are connected and there is a bird on the wire. Messages are coming into you from Spirit very heavily today. And if they go against what you have, when we deeply hold on to something, like we grip onto it and we're like, this is our truth, this is our alignment, this is where we're meant to be. There may be something like that called into question today. And I would go with what your intuition is saying. Observe those subtle vibrations, those subtle messages, the little things. These cards are incredible. And I lost it. Oh, let's get your card here from the floor. And we have Spiny Sister. Spinny Sister? Take pride in yourself. Okay, so just because, if there is something that happens today that you perceive as a failure, it does not mean that you are. You can still take pride in yourself, even if something doesn't work out. So keeping that in mind, I feel like there's a split here. So there are some of you who are, your imagination is going to produce something. It's going to start to create something. You're going to start to see fruits of your labor coming through, and from this deeply intuitive sense. And it's going to be something where other people were sort of like, or maybe you didn't even not tell other people because you were afraid of what they might say, and now you're starting to see your ship come in, essentially. And then and so you can really take pride in that. But if it's the reverse, you can also take pride in that. You've grown, you've learned, it's time to move on to something else, or at least pay attention to the whispers on the wind. So I'm going to leave you there, pile number 1. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Take care. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's see what you have. The Unicorn, good fortune and friendship. I'm seeing you having some really important and good conversations today. Almost where I had a friend that we would have such amazing conversations. We both were sort of into philosophy and things like that, and we would call it punching God, where you start to feel your universe expanding from these conversations, a very Sagittarian energy. So I see you having these kinds of conversations today, or overhearing certain things that bring you profound insight. And the pieces just clicking. Things are clicking into place for you today. It's almost like being able to, like if you were crammed into a tight space, being able to stretch your limbs, being able to fully express yourself and be at your full extent. So if maybe you've been in a bit of a mind fog, this could be, you could still be in a mind fog because there is this mystical energy, but that mystical energy is also really inspiring great communication. This is a great time to have a difficult conversation that maybe you need to have, maybe that you've been holding back on. The unicorn is a symbol of good fortune, healing, potent sexuality, and fertility. This magical beast may also indicate a rare find or represent a trustworthy friend. Yeah, so those are some of the other messages of the unicorn. Give and receive kindness today. And we're pulling from the Forest Fae deck here. This is by Nadia Turner. It's a new little deck. Definitely worth your while. The Forest Walker. Keep courage, be gentle. Yeah, again, I really see this like this connection to something greater than yourself, messages coming in and through you for other people, or vice versa. You may enter into a conversation with someone where spirit is coming through for you. So, you know, even the most random person, like kind of like, why am I talking to this person? And then they will say something that is not them, it's just spirit coming through them. And the gatekeeper, let go. All things are possible on the borderlands. This is that space, the borderlands, the space between the conscious and unconscious. So this is really a good time for channeling, for anything psychic. Through these deep conversations, you're coming to something. There's some kind of key you're going to open up to. Or new possibility, or like a profound moments of clarity and epiphany. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there. Pile number 2, thank you so much for joining. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Pile number 3, it's your reading now. So how are you doing, pile number 3? Let's see what we have for you today. We have the winds of change. Wow, yes. Your surroundings will undergo transition. Some sort of communication is coming in for you today, and this could be from an authority figure, from a government, from a manager, from someone higher up. A communication is coming in about your living or work situation is what I'm getting here. This could also be about your romantic life, but if it is, it's coming from someone who has not really expressed a whole lot of heart to you before. This is someone who is very discerning, very calculating, someone who is very logical. And whatever communication comes in will change your material reality. So it will change, the way you work, the way you live, the way that you treat your body. So this could be something coming in from a doctor as well. So if you're waiting on news from a doctor, those are the intuitive messages I'm getting. Now I'm going to take a look at the book and see if there are any additional messages. A change is forthcoming. Your circumstance or destiny has been altered. You must decide whether to change your current direction or stay your course. New projects and potential new problems are on the horizon. Be prepared to adapt. So I want to remind some of you that if your intuitive sense of this, if this is a person, keep in mind, I'm getting a King of Swords reverse kind of narcissism vibe from some of these people. So some kind of authority that relies on you giving them their power, and be wary of that. You do not need to give them your power. Explore other options, get other opinions if you are truly distrustful of this person. That's not for everyone. That's a more specific message, but that's definitely coming through. Like change may be coming, but not in the way that they say. Okay, let's take some Forest Fae cards. So this is by Nadia Turner. They are new cards. They are so, so beautiful. I believe she is Wayward Harper. Is she on Instagram? It's Rockpool Publishing, but I'm fairly certain it's Wayward Harper on Instagram if you're interested in following her artwork. That's how I discovered these cards. Okay, and they're so, so beautiful, as you'll see. Wow, look at the face. Definitely a very strong and potent masculine energy. So if you have to stand up to this energy, it is going to take a lot of courage. It is going to take a lot of energy to really hold your ground, but you do need to hold your ground if that is your situation. And if it's not that you have to hold your ground against them, it's in order to just really stay strong in yourself so that the things around you change, but you do not have to change within that you are not just blown around unaffected. The wild god, go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. There it is, the grounding. Earth yourself. Oh, I'm hearing to take the bottom. Okay. Oh, it's not even the bottom. The deck divided in half. Interesting. Okay. A little bit topsy-turvy today. Forest sister, the moon shines brighter after the storm. Yeah, so whatever this is, it's like being a fixed point in a storm. It's like being sturdy and letting the hurricane swirl around you and watching and observing and not getting caught up and swept away in that storm. Okay? So a lot of change energy that's been coming in this week. What a big week. I wish you all the best. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining. Take care.